been a bit of talk about the Rugby Championship and it coming to New Zealand and having a bubble as such, like they're doing with professional sports overseas. That's an interesting concept, having the entire competition here, almost like a mini World Cup. Do you like it?
Yeah, I mean, from our spectators' point of view, and opportunity for boosting the economy and things like that in a tough year, it's great, and it sort of gives us an opportunity to sort of be that place to come to play. Not just footy, maybe other sports or other comps can come down here as well.
So I've seen the setup. Like, if you think about the South Africans haven't been able to play rugby with being in lockdown and that. Imagine them, getting able to play footy and for their country and being able to play rugby again. So, but I think it's been great around with how New Zealand's obviously gone through this whole COVID situation, and actually maybe even other sports coming here, whether it be UFC or be talks around for that, and whether it be boxing or some other form of sports. So we've done pretty well.
We could be the sporting hub for
we could, mate. We could. So yeah, I think coming back to your question around that, Ross, I think it's a great idea if we can get them in here and have a bubble and where it's going to be safe. And I know as consumers, it'll be great to have international fixtures in this year as well.
I feel like it would only be fair considering the Springbok players won't have played footy pretty much at all. And, New Zealand's teams have been playing derbies week in and week out, obviously be a little bit sharper. You probably need to bring them earlier and provide them some opposition. Give them a couple of warm-up games, because it really wouldn't be fair for them to jump into it straight away, would it?
Well, I know teams would jump at warm-up games because, for people that aren't at international level, like when we played France, the Blues, when we played the Lions, those are massive fixtures for those sorts of teams and guys that don't get the opportunity. So I don't think there'll be too much hassle there. But I don't know if it will be a disadvantage. It depends how you look at it. Because I think about that opening weekend of Super Rugby and like Bryn said, the eagerness and of not being able to play and that energy and that, and after 10 weeks of derbies, we can see squads, I think 2 Crusaders got ruled out for the rest of the year. Yep. There's myself, a number of other guys in the Blues and obviously all around every other team. It's starting to, wear on certain teams and where the bodies are at come that, and if you look at RG in South Africa, could be really fresh. So you don't know. Yeah. It's sort of like 6 to 1, half a dozen. Yeah, the skills might be a bit off, but the energy levels will be through the roof.
Yeah.
The neutral games would be fun too. It would be great if Kiwis could get in behind a second team.
Well, I tell you what, North Shore will get in behind South Africa. There's no doubt about that.
They're selling at Albany.
Oh, mate, get it to Albany. It'll be full.
How long do you reckon, just all around that? I know there's only been talks around it, but how long would they be in the country for? Would they just have to be here for?
What, would they play twice or once? Yeah, probably twice.
Yeah, because if you look at the NBA bubble and they're in Orlando and they're just situated in that kind of area for 2 months? It's a long time for those guys to be away from their families and from their country. But look, if it's going to be a product that they want to play and it's going to revenue money and being able to be exposed, have an exposure as well, I think. Yeah, but it'd be interesting, man. 2 months away from home, job. I don't know, it'd be
it'll take its toll. You just got to look at what it's doing to the poor Warriors at the moment.
Yeah,
definitely take its toll, but it's part of finding a solution in the current environment we're in. And New Zealand provides a pretty good hub to get that done. Touch wood. But yeah, I mean, it's just a sacrifice you have to play at that highest level and get those opportunities out there.
And to be cold about it, you've got to pay the bills. And to pay the bills, you've got to play rugby. And sometimes that means making that sacrifice, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And in terms of sacrifice, to play for your country is pretty awesome as well. So there's a lot of, there's a lot of fun. There's obviously a lot of negatives, but a lot of fun as well. And we don't know what systems are in place that some family might come. Who knows? I don't even know if that's probably discussed yet. They're just probably trying to lock down getting a tournament ready.
Tournament schedule, yeah.
It would be great for some of the smaller places. Let's take test matches to Napier and Invercargill, places that just would never get something like, the Springboks versus the Wallabies. And they would pack out those stadiums. Maybe not so much Auckland, but some of those other places and really spread it around.
I know Christchurch would love one, that's for sure. We'd love one down here. So, but I think you're right. Like, it's going to go to places where, we're very fortunate that we play a lot of the test matches at Eden Park, which is a great stadium. But it's going to be great to get to some communities that don't get a lot of test football, whether it be you'd say Taranaki in the past, but obviously their stadium's a little bit under the pump at the moment. But think of Manawatu. When's the last time they had a home test match? So I think there's opportunities to have that and to get them out to the unions, which probably don't usually get test matches. It's a great opportunity for them to have some test matches and some high quality teams coming their way as well.
Are we thinking too small here? I mean, we're not getting test match footy up in Europe. Should we be trying to hold a mini World Cup and get all the big teams down, get extra revenue, get all of those kind of things, while we've got the ability to do something that no one else can do?
Might not be a mini World Cup, but it could be, if you ran the Six Nations and the Tri-Nations, and then the winner of each plays each other in a grand final. I don't think you want to. I don't think you want to spoil what the World Cup is and the nature of the beast every 4 years and what that is. But something of that variety and allowing teams to play their tournaments, and then finding if it's all here, then it makes it easy to have that one-off fixture. Bryn, you'd know, but like most super champs would always want to go, and as soon as they finish their final, be able to play the top 14 or the premiership winners, but they never align because it's not the same time of year and stuff. But whereas this is a genuine opportunity to align that option and have that sort of championship